Yo, what's up? It's Kilimanjaro Podcast. I haven't filmed the podcast in studio in like 2 months, man. Yeah, and Levan's taken over CJ's role. We don't fuck with CJ anymore. CJ's a prick. I don't like him. No, but go check out his beats, innit? Go check out his beats. We are here with, what do you want to say? What do you want to go by?
Chanone.
Shannon, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that your first name?
Yeah, first name.
Okay, cool. And you've been doing Instagram for how long now?
I've been taking Instagram seriously for the past...
social media generally?
Well, for the past 3 years. Yeah, 3 years, yeah.
And why did you start getting on there?
So I already had, I always had like a personal account.
Yeah, like a private account or something, right?
Yeah, and well, it wasn't really private, I had it public. But when I started getting back into dancing, I literally deleted all my stuff started fresh, started posting
your
dancing.
Page as like your main page then?
Yeah. I made my personal page into
That's
like
what she does
page.
on her Instagram, basically. She talks like in between, maybe like you have to go through like 13 reels to get to where she's actually talking, like just herself. But yeah, like mainly it's just dance, bro.
Yeah, mainly that.
That's why you're here, basically.
Yeah, I'm also like, I've actually started that as well. I started a new Instagram channel for my dancing and slowly just uploading stuff. But yeah, I've also like felt inspired to go on like different social media platforms, even though I don't like social media as much. I kind of
used one way to put yourself out there.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, I kind of learned that you have to go on like Instagram, TikTok, and all these things, even though they're not very like healthy in a way, but it's the only way to get your stuff out. You know,
I don't think it's not healthy. I think it's how you use it.
That's true.
I prefer to be the creator than the consumer.
That's true. Yeah, that's what I do as well. Like I tend to go on it and just do my stuff and leave.
Yeah.
But you know how like the algorithms nowadays, you know, they're a bit more like
tailored to what
you like.
Knows exactly what you want. It's been on your search history.
I mean, they're listening, they're watching, so it's they can't get away from it.
It used to be like that back, like I would say like 5-6 years ago. It wasn't as bad, but now I just feel like everything's very instant. Like just swipe in, like TikTok's very easy. YouTube Shorts, everything's becoming very instant. Like just couple seconds, you know, like in terms of like attention span, just try to catch people for like 5-10 seconds.
So how do you overcome that? Because obviously, like, he's been trying to do it. He has a 9-to-5 as well, like, busy life kind of thing. And he just doesn't have, like, the oomph to, like, do a lot of reels and stuff. You've been doing it for 3 years pretty consistently, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you've taken some breaks, as everyone needs breaks, but...
I've taken one break of 6 weeks when I went to Mauritius. That's the only time I took a break.
And that was just like a holiday kind of thing?
Yeah, I was like, you know what, a little detox. But since then, I haven't, I really take breaks from it. And anyone that's trying to really build their platform, I would say consistency is key. Not just that, as well, like believing in what you're doing.
And I do have that. But it's just like, obviously, with working a 9-to-5, it can take a lot of your time and energy. But I don't just let that happen. Like when I do get the time, I do try and put in some work and I try to create something and I try to throw something out there because I want to keep it consistent.
Yeah.
But it's just obviously the energy and time you have to put into working, and bearing in mind it's 5 days a week, and also you only have like Saturday, Sunday where you just kind of want to chill, you know? So.
Well, I think that's what it is for me. Just being consistent, being organized. So it's like there's days where you'll see I'm posting so much, but it's like I'm not dancing every day. People think I'm dancing every day. There's just days where I have like, okay, this is content day. So I just do.
And you have to both shoot, right? Because otherwise it's not like effective.
Yeah. So I just shoot, dance in one day. And then I have like at least
different outfits.
Different outfits change. And, you know, people might think it's on different days, but it's actually on the same day. Also, one thing I was going to say is, if you were talking about chilling, if you want this to be serious and stuff, there ain't no time to chill. To be honest,
it's not gonna happen, mate.
No, it's true. It's like,
don't take the fucking biscuit.
If you want, you know, your dreams to happen, and
straight up,
there's no time to chill. Like you'll chill when you're old. Like, no, honestly, we're young, so it's like.
Like, it's important to turn your light on, you know?
Exactly.
I feel like dancing is part of the chilling thing as well. That's why dancing's kind of like, you chilling.
You know, I don't see dancing as work. For me, it's I'm being creative. For me, it's an outlet. I talk about, on my page, I talk a lot about dancing as a way of me to express my emotions, letting everything out. So that for me is it's kind of chilling for me.
And that's the way you vent, though, isn't it? Because you're using your dance in a way to like get rid of all your like thoughts and like
The
make
stress.
calmer. You know?
Yeah.
It's like why people go to the gym and they go for a little bit of release, you know.
And I feel that I really do feel that when I try to produce some content, like just I find something on Instagram or TikTok, and I'm just like, yeah, let me try that, and then I give it a try, and then I'll get something out there eventually, and I'm like, you know what, this is actually like so much more enjoyable than just working in the office, you know.
I think sometimes don't be too focused on like, oh, I have to post. Like, be focused on like the process and enjoy the process. Because for me, it's like I enjoy everything that I do.
Yeah, so it's more about the process than the result. Yeah, that's true. Because we tend to just focus more on like
how many likes is this going to do? How many
even
views,
I do.
how many this, how many that. Like some of my stuff don't do as well. Others do, but I'm still gonna push. Like I'm still gonna show what I want to show. Like at the beginning, I wasn't talking. And then I started talking and I realized, oh, wow.
Public speaking was a thing for you, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I think for everyone that's not used to, being recorded on camera and then seeing yourself, hearing yourself, you know, and it's like, okay.
If it's too zoomed in, your face looks fat and shit.
You know what I mean? Like, you need to look good and all of that.
Yeah.
But for me, I knew that I had a lot to say. I have a lot to say. Like, honestly, so...
When did you realize you had a lot to say?
I think when I started my, like... spiritual journey, I realized, okay, I've got a lot inside of me that I want to share and
spiritual
express.
Like vibrations and energy and stuff.
Yeah, all of that. Yeah.
Cool. How do you even get into that to begin with? Because you like people who are going through or have gone through a spiritual journey, they kind of use these like catchphrases, if you will. But like, what does it mean to you? Because I'm sure you've got that feedback before, innit?
Yeah.
Like comments and stuff. Like
100%. Well, I think for me, what like spirituality means is I believe in God. I'm not religious. I believe in God. I do, I'm okay to listen to some gospel. I'm okay to listen to some Hindu music, religious music. I will listen to whatever feels right for me and what I need in that moment. And I also believe
and stuff.
I mean, there's not really religious or spiritual there, but I mean, it can be for some people. I don't know. For me, it's not anyway. But I believe that God is within us. A lot of people, see God as like an external being or figure or energy. I believe that God's inside of us. It's like for me, I don't feel the need to go to church. I don't need the need to go to temple. I'm Hindu. I was born Hindu, and I don't always go. When I go in Mauritius, I do, because obviously there's more temples than in the UK. But I just always believe that it's here.
Yeah, I get you. But like, do you not feel like going to the temple sometimes just so that you can associate with those people and have that same connection with people?
Sometimes I feel like what people have to say is programming. I like to experience God in my own way.
Okay.
My own path.
Yeah, I hear that.
You see what I mean? Like people will say different things.
Like that,
I feel like you have more to say, man.
I mean, I'm Krishna conscious, innit?
Yeah.
So I do believe in God and I believe in Krishna, and I'm very I go to the temple a lot, so that's what
do you kind of get from that?
And just feel like I always get a sense of peace, and I just get a sense of calm, especially when I'm associating with like-minded individuals that also carry out devotional service, which is like, serving Krishna in one form or another, like hearing about him, speaking about him, chanting as well. So I got my beads, I chant Hare Krishna as well.
Okay.
And that's just, constantly remembering God is a way in which I can be at peace with myself and also be able to be the best version of myself.
Yes.
So I can relate to you, because with me, like when I started getting a spiritual realization of self-realization, slowly, as I came into Krishna consciousness, I started to think of ways to express myself, and one of those was dancing. So I get what you mean. So how did you, what made you come into like a spiritual realization? Was there some sort of like feeling?
Did you go through something, or? That's what happens when you normally look for that.
Yeah. I think for me, it was like from young, I always seen my parents praying and all of that, but they never really explained anything to us, so I didn't really have a religious education.
Yeah, everyone can relate to that.
Do you see what I mean? So it's like as you grow up, I always felt that there was a higher power. I just didn't know what, and I felt like I was seeking a connection.
Yeah.
And
did you feel like you were just like following your parents and what they were doing and just not knowing why they were doing it?
No, I never followed what they did.
Oh, you never really followed them?
I mean, they took us to temple. I would go and all of that. But as I started growing up, I kind of like just distanced myself because it was sort of confusing in my house. We had like all like the Shiva pictures, Muluga and all of that. But then you have Jesus next to it. So it's like, I was so confused. But now growing up, to me, I get why they had those pictures and why they have both next to each other and it's okay for them. It's because for them it's just God. It's just
so it's just that constant reminder for
it's
them.
just whoever, Jesus, Allah, Shiva, whoever, God. You know, that's
you feel like there's something wrong with looking at it like it's an external being and not like within yourself?
Yeah. I don't think there's something wrong, but I personally can't. No.
And
Whenever I experience God, I experience it here. I feel it here. I don't feel it outside of my body, right? When you cry, like, it's because you have an emotion inside of you. When you listen to, religious music
like,
and stuff.
spiritual, and how was that? How was like spiritual realization helped you in your dance? Like, what made it, like, did it enhance it or?
Yeah, it definitely has enhanced it. There's times where before I dance, sometimes not always, I just pray and I'm like, guide me.
Nice.
Like, tell me what to do. Like, God's energy just work through me and I will do whatever you want me to do.
You know, it kind of reminds me of, like Michael Jackson, he used to say like, when people used to ask him like, how are you so good? Like, how do you just come up with all these things? He used to be like, nah, it's not me, it's God.
I always say that, you know what? Every time that I've felt like I've recorded a video and I felt so good.
Yeah, the choreography was on point.
I'm looking at it and I'm like, my ego will say, oh my gosh, I'm so good. And then I instantly stop and I'm like, no, it's not me. And then I say, thank you, God. Because I'm like, it's not me.
That was a good section of the podcast we like to call religious talks with the band. But yeah, why do you think people follow you?
I think people follow me because I'm a great dancer. I'm a great dancer. I think I've got a lot of charisma. I've got a lot to say. It's you know what?
Do you think your type of dancing is also quite out there?
Provocative.
And it's kind of trending with what kind of is out right now.
Yeah, I feel like it is as well. I mainly do a lot of Afro. So Afro has been,
and that's kind of
growing.
Trending,
Yeah, it's been growing. So I feel like a lot of people follow me, because of that. But also it's like I'm a woman showing femininity. I'm really trying to show that side. Because I know that there's, certain women that do struggle with being feminine.
Fair enough.
What do you mean by that?
It's a whole other story.
We're not trying to put you on the spot.
No, that's fine. Just women sometimes, they have like imbalances. They're a bit more masculine, so more like dominant. And not that I say that it's, if you're a woman, you can't be dominant. You can, but there's just certain time and place to be dominant and be assertive. So I feel like
you feel like you should be more creative and more.
Yeah, so the feminine is like, the creative, the intuition, the nurturing, and all of that. And then the masculine is the opposite. So it's like the assertive, taking action.
So you feel like people follow you because of your femininity?
The femininity that I display.
And then obviously you
not
have
just that,
a certain
subsect
of audience who kind of just follow you because like you're a girl doing dances and
let's be real about it.
And that's like what social media is, isn't it? Like people like follow accounts that they don't even know because like they're attractive, right, kind of thing.
Yeah,
both sides.
I know I'm an attractive woman, so I know like people will follow me because of that. And
Nice.
And do you get like a lot of comments, or do you like struggle with dealing with some of that?
Well, you know what?
It might come from a bad place, kind of thing.
At the beginning, when my page started, doing well, and I started receiving like a lot of comments, there was negative comments in there, and my instant reaction would be to reply because I'm like, what, like. What do you mean? What? Who do you think you want to coming to my page, commenting on my stuff with negativity when I'm trying to spread that positivity?
Yeah, and obviously people say that you should never like reply to comments, but when you first start, right? Like,
when you first start, you don't know how to handle it.
What's the maddest thing someone said?
That I looked like a man.
What?
Like I was a transgender.
Oh shit!
Like I looked like I was like.
Like you could win in women's sports and shit.
Sorry?
You could win in women's sports and shit. That's what you're saying.
No, I don't think it was that. I don't know what it was. Yeah, just someone said that on one of my videos.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I did get.
How do you even respond to that? What did you say?
I looked at it. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna waste my energy and time on this. That's why. And then I have to learn to just ignore people, because people sometimes I notice they will come on my page, say something negative to get more comments and a reaction, and then people feed into that.
Because I don't want anyone... like how YouTube comments work now, right?
Exactly.
Like if you don't get likes, then your comments not going to be shown to people, and people get a kick out of that. In the same way where, like, obviously you might get a kick out of, like, you know, getting a decent amount of views on a video. They get a kick out of, like, their comment being seen.
I think also just people just enjoy spreading negativity sometimes. Just
yeah, I mean, like that's kind of what it is, though, isn't it? Like if you're trapped in social media and just like consuming, then you're obviously gonna gravitate to things that you're annoyed about or you don't like seeing, kind of thing.
You know what? When I started seeing that I had some haters, I was like, you know, there's this saying is like, you ain't popping if you don't have haters.
Yeah.
So it's like, I know I'm popping.
100%.
So it's like, it's cool.
100%. We need more negative comments. I wish people would hate on us, kind of thing. It's not fair.
Do we get it?
Yeah, there's a few haters. Yeah. They normally hate on you because of your Christian consciousness. To be.
Yeah,
it's like, what's to hate about that? Like, you know?
I know, he's just a pious man. He's just an innocent pious man. I leave him alone.
There's some crazy people out there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, man. But, like, obviously, you need to be motivated to do your dancing. So what would you say to someone who wants to kind of be in your position? Because, like, you have a decent amount of followers now.
Yeah.
Hopefully, that will keep growing.
Yes,
Turn your light on, keeps growing.
Yes. Yeah, I would say, like, what made you take it to the next level? Because now, obviously, you're teaching and you're obviously you got your own company as well, and have you you've also brought together like a group, I would say. So what kind of took you from, for example, where I am right now, where I'm just doing it on my own, to getting out there and
collaborating,
find collaborations and stuff like that? Like,
I think just seeing that people, you know, are interested, you know, that definitely does, you know, makes you want to, you know, put more out there.
And is that you reaching out to people, like people reaching out to you, or is it?
No, you know what? I always told myself, I don't mind reaching out to people. I don't have an ego to do that, but I prefer for whoever wants to work with me, I prefer for them to reach out to me. Yeah. So there's some people that I reach out to because, like I said, I don't
kind of deserve it as well.
Yeah. So it's like I don't.
And you're not being a beg.
Exactly.
I feel like you're someone who doesn't want to be a beg.
I don't want to be a beg.
And I probably will vibe with you more as well because they kind of like what you're doing.
Yeah, and it's always better when someone else is reaching out to you than when you reach out to someone, you know? But like I said, I have no ego. I will reach out if I need to reach out. But yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought. That was
okay, his question was, how do you take it to the next level?
So how do you take it to the next level? Like I said, consistency.
Yeah.
Be organized, because like you said, you have a 9 to 5, so find time. Even if you have to write in your, you know, create content or dance, do it.
Yeah, I mean, this is literally what I get told at work as well, because recently, like, I'm just getting more and more work shoved into my workload, and I always just...
What do you do, sorry?
I work in social housing, so I work in electrical... I'm an electrical contracts officer, so I do contract management for, like, repairs, electrical and lifts and stuff like that.
Okay.
And there's a lot of, like, reactive day-to-day stuff and a lot of raising orders for repairs and stuff like that, and I just get more and more work thrown to me because basically managers have that thing where they're just like, oh, I'm a manager, so... here you go, like, you do this.
Yeah, they're just dumping all the work on
you.
with
it. You know what I mean? So I get...
And like in their heads, they've been in that position for so long. That's like what you're doing now, that they're like, okay, let me just pass the buck now because I made it to this level. Give it to this new guy because I'm out of here. Like, I'm trying to make my life easier. They might have a dance page already.
They might be dancing.
Yeah, right now, bro.
So then they told me, obviously, like, just...
random people coming up to them and shit.
Get more organised, you know, diarise everything. And I started doing that. I'm not going to lie, it did help. I mean, you know, I'm more able to, like, do my work and make sure things are done, but there's still so much work and I can't even get it completed on time, you know? So I do get what you mean by obviously organise and, you know, put a time and set it aside. But it can also be difficult because when you've got so many things going on, you tend to just kind of wing it, like not really pay attention to it. So
and obviously this is kind of not like feeding you in terms of that monetary value.
Yeah.
So because of that, you're like putting it to a side. Did you ever feel like that at one point?
No, because I always enjoyed what I did.
Always? Like, so you never had like a bad job or anything like that? Or like for a period of time where you were like, oh, my life is kind of like stuck?
I tried not to have that kind of attitude towards work. So whenever I applied for a job, it was always something that I wanted to do. Like
and
I told myself,
the free time around it to do.
Yeah. So I always told myself I don't want to work in like restaurants or bars because I know that I would hate it. So I never put myself in that situation.
Or even like working in an office. Or...
Yeah, no. Like I was...
You never really wanted to do that?
No, I worked in retail before. I used to work in Superdrug, but it was still quite enjoyable. And then until it wasn't, and then I just left. And I was like,
Did
okay,
you kind of go
next.
straight into work after school and stuff?
So when I was at uni, I was like doing babysitting, working in Superdrug, and then...
Oh, you were just hustling. Yeah.
Yeah, I was hustling. Yeah. And I still am. I still am. I have that mindset. It's like for me, you work, you're young, work. It's now.
Yeah. It's now or never.
It's now, yeah. Literally. So, yeah, so did Superdrug, babysitting. Then I left Superdrug and I went to work in primary school. Then I left that. And then I took like 7 months break from work because I was just going through personal stuff.
Yeah.
Then I went into tutoring, and tutoring has allowed me to have a lot of free time and focus on, the dancing.
Yeah, I reckon not many people know that you're a tutor of all things.
No. They know that, like, I work with children.
Do they get surprised when you say that, or they're like...
Some of them do, because it's like, oh, what do you teach?
Have you ever said that online as well?
No, I don't think I have. Like, no, a lot of people know that I work with children, like, with well-being and mindfulness and all of that. Yeah. But not the tutoring side now.
Yeah. So say if you had, like, a 9-to-5 like me,
yeah?
And... you were...
She's not in that position. How can she put herself...
No, but I once was in that position.
Put yourself in my shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, you was, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So put yourself in my shoes, yeah? Okay, you're doing a 9-to-5 and it's quite a lot of work and it kind of drains you a bit and you're out of energy and you just want to chill after work. And you do have that in the back of your head. You do have that thing where you're like, oh, let me do a dance video. Let me just practice to the dance. But you kind of just rest and chill and at the end of the day, you don't have time and then you just wake up.
Then your priorities are not straight.
Okay, something like that.
If that's what you want, then you need to make it clear. Because, like, for me, everything's about energy and the universe and all of that. So it's like if the universe sees that you're actually working for it, then things will come. Like the blessings will come. But if you're just saying, "Oh, I'm just tired. I'm just gonna chill," like well, you're not really putting in the work.
So even just like, even like a little bit of time in the day, you just get involved in it. You think that makes a difference in it?
Like recently, like I've been trying to not make everything content, because I don't want to be like, oh, every time I'm taking my phone out. But every time I have an idea, I just jot it down, and if I can't do it now, I know I'm going to get back to it later. Especially like the speaking videos, sometimes I just have an idea that comes in my mind, I just note it down, come back to it later.
Those are the ones that you have to kind of like bash out quickly because you're going to forget.
So that's one thing. Obviously you're talking about dancing. So with the dancing, it's just like the weekend, try and do 3 videos,
and that's 3 videos, it, right? So you can't like doubt yourself, and you can't like allow things to overshadow that. Even if it's waking up a little bit early on the weekend or sleeping a little bit late. Like, don't get me wrong, when I started dancing, there was times where I was going to bed quite late, and it's not healthy. I'm not saying it's healthy at all. But I get carried away. I'm not seeing the time.
Now I get you there, because like when I do dance videos and stuff, like I take it so many times. And I always want it to be the way I want it to be.
Perfectionism.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's I've done the same thing. Like,
and you know what it is? It's because you haven't posted that much that you're such a perfectionist.
Yeah, that's true.
I think, you know what?
How many videos have you posted that you're like not happy with? Or not as happy as you could be? You could have re-recorded.
Or you're just there like, oh, you know what? I could do this better than to another day.
Yeah, no. All the videos that I've put out there, I'm actually happy with it. Yeah,
but I guess you just re-record until you get the right thing, right?
Well, at the beginning, I wasn't like that, but just a little bit. But obviously, as I'm, growing and keep on,
do you post
posting,
do you post a video,
yeah,
and then just be like, okay, cool, let me see what happens, and then you post it. It's the same dance video again, and does it do better, or do you?
I've never done that.
No, you do that.
Nah. I post it
she
once.
just keeps it fresh all the time, bro.
I post it once. What I've done though is throwbacks. Like things that I've posted, years ago. Sometimes I post it back, but not to see how many likes. It's just like, oh my gosh, I remember when I did that. I like that. Let me repost it because people might not have seen that because they're not really scrolling down all the way down. So it's like, but I like that, so I want to share that again. But it's not because I wanted that video to do more views or more likes. It's nothing to do with that.
Okay, let's rewind it back here. So, how did you find out that you like dancing? Like, did you just
from when I was a child?
Yeah.
So, my mom.
I think that's just built in Mauritian people as well. You know what I mean?
Not all, but a lot.
Every Mauritian
I do know another girl that's Mauritian and she just loves dancing.
Dancing, yeah. I mean, yeah, we do have our culture does love dancing a lot. For me, apparently, I started walking when I was 10 months. So I think from then I just always danced.
You were dancing when you were 10 months.
Yeah. Well, maybe not 10 months. I was actually walking at 10 months, but by 1, I think I was starting to, do a little So yeah, from when I was a child, I loved dancing. And then, you know what? I was disconnected from dancing for a long time. So I used to, go to Mauritian parties, like family gatherings and stuff. Yeah. I used to dance there and all of that. But it was never anything serious. It was just like party time with the family and stuff. So yeah, for a very long time, I was disconnected from dance. And then I think during lockdown...
what got you back into it?
During lockdown, I was watching videos on Instagram. You're bored at home, just watching videos and stuff. And I saw this video of a guy and a girl dancing, and I loved the choreo. And I tried to learn it. It was tough because it was back at a time where I didn't even know how to learn on a video. It was something new to me. So I was learning the choreo. I did it, and then I even messaged the guy, the teacher. I messaged. He's a dance teacher, and yeah, I messaged him. And shout out to Will 2K.
Shout out, man.
Yeah,
you're the G. Shout out,
so yeah, that's literally how. That's how I got back into dancing. Just reaching out to him, started doing private classes with him just to get my confidence up, and then went to his dance classes. He started his company as I started when I joined, that's when he started his company as well. And then
what's his company?
It's called VST.
People know. Oh, that's the VST thing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, you must have seen loads of VST stuff, no? I think I've shown you
have come across it.
Yeah, they mainly do Afro.
Mainly do Afro.
Yeah, Afro house. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So you just have to go there, reach out to someone. Man.
Yeah, to be honest with you, there's even like when I do go on Instagram here and there, I just see so many different people, like even just doing little tutorials. And I'm just there like, you know what, I can try this. And then I try and I'm like, yeah, that's quite easy.
And I feel like that's how you start out.
And that's how you
started out as a consumer, and that's why you carry on doing.
Exactly. Do you see? You start out as a consumer.
Because you're targeting for people like you.
Exactly.
And for me, it's like just a matter of putting more time into it. And
time, energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Consistency. You have to be disciplined with it.
Is that the only thing? So, like, back to the maddest things that people said, yeah? Is that the only thing? Because I feel like we've given the people just one thing and that's it.
What else? So that...
Well, I wanted to ask a question.
After.
Okay.
So there was a video that I did in a parking lot. Just because... Not that I had to do it in a parking lot, but it was just what was available. And I was like, let me just do that. Like, for me, it's just, I dance anywhere, anytime.
Yeah. You don't try and overthink it too much.
Yeah, I don't really care. Like, even if the background is not nice, whatever, like, you know.
Like this car park outside, innit?
Yeah, whatever. Like, it's like, if I'm feeling like dancing, I'm going to dance.
Yeah, I mean, I do some of my dance videos in parks and stuff, and, like, I just find a nice view and stuff like that. And one time, one of my friends was just like, oh, yeah, you're the one that dances at random parks. And I'm just there, like, yeah.
Well, at least you get noticed for that. Exactly.
That's cool. Like, what's wrong with that? I'm just saying, like,
So I was in the parking lot and I was wearing some heels, and on the video they looked big, and just everyone was on me because I was wearing like big like shoes that were bigger than my size.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's your fascination with that? Like, it's not even about that. Like, why are you so focused on the shoes?
But I guess for you it works out because then you get more engagement and stuff.
Exactly.
Right? So you're just like, whatever. That's fair game.
Yeah, so that's another thing that people... You know what? I honestly don't get a lot of bad comments. Just like comments like, oh, go and do a curry and like why are you dancing? Are you helping?
Like a little bit racist.
Are you helping your mom out? Are you cooking and just
you have to go back at 9 p.m. and stuff like that.
Yeah, just stupid things like that, honestly.
Yeah.
But
and you're like the opposite to that person as well, so it's a little bit it's a bit jarring for you
to like just go even harder. You know what I mean? In a way.
To be honest, those kind of comments don't push me to do harder. Nothing pushes me to do harder than my own will.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, man.
Yeah.
She's the ruler of her
for me anyway, that would just be like,
yeah.
You know what? I'm just gonna stump on it. You know what I mean? Like just.
For me, you know what? My biggest critique.
You know what? That's a masculine trait right there, man.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, it is. It's the ego.
It's the ego, man.
It's the ego. I don't have it. I don't care. But my biggest critique, I'll say, is my dad. My biggest critique is my dad, and with my dad I do get like a bit like, oh, what, you're at? I'll show you then.
Oh,
really? My dad only I get that out. There's no one else in the world.
Well, he doesn't like your videos and stuff. Yeah.
No. He likes. You know what? He likes my dancing. He follows me on TikTok and stuff.
Oh, so he supports you. But
he supports me, but doesn't really say much.
Okay.
Just he's that kind of dad. Like doesn't talk much, so it's like.
But then he'll go and just be like, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, he's gonna like my stuff on TikTok, but he's not gonna say anything.
He's just trying to keep you in check, innit, bro?
Yeah.
Like, let me just make sure nothing's happening crazy. So. Yeah, let's talk about Birmingham. So you went to Birmingham for...
Yeah, for the weekend I just went to Birmingham.
Oh, just to like chill out? Or?
Yeah, just to chill out.
And I guess obviously you're recording videos because that's kind of what you do. That's your life now, innit?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like whenever I get the chance, I'll just set up my tripod, put on my music, and then just start dancing.
Yeah, people must like come up to you randomly, like try to interrupt your space and stuff, no?
Yes, a few times that's happened, and I think it happened last weekend, and I didn't really react well. I can't lie. I'm still human, although I try to be headstrong, tolerant, nice, and all of that. Sometimes
synonyms. Good, yeah.
Sometimes people, will piss me off. So I was dancing. This guy just came behind, like me. The camera was there. I was dancing, facing the camera. I just came behind and just doing this. And then as I'm turning,
posted that, man.
I will post it.
Yes, sir.
I will post it.
Is it
yeah.
And I just, as soon as I turned around and I saw him, my energy just switched. Because I was like, how disrespectful. I'm trying to create something.
Yeah.
And you're just mocking. I felt like it was mocking.
Definitely mocking. Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Because there was other people.
That kind of just like happens in Birmingham, or do you think that happens?
Well, it's happened mostly in Birmingham. It hasn't happened much here. I mean, I dance a lot in London.
I feel like people in London anyway just keep them.
They keep it themselves. But I feel like in Birmingham, people are a lot more friendly. But for me, that I don't take that as being friendly. I take that as being disrespectful. Because, like I said, I don't go into your office and try and distract you from working.
Yeah.
So I get I am dancing publicly, so it's I need to be mindful of that. That there's people that's going to be like that.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's other people that was seeing it and just appreciating from far.
Yeah.
So,
and like obviously that's the respect version, whereas this guy just came up to you in your space and
total disrespect. And you know what? I feel like
is there like a specific demographic that come up to you and?
Well, usually it's I'm not trying to upset anyone, but usually it's the white drunk people. Because in Birmingham they just kind of
there's lots of brown people in Birmingham as well, isn't it?
But
not diverse.
The over there I feel like they drink a lot.
The drinking culture is massive,
and it's like during the day as well.
They just down a couple pints and then they start.
So during the day they're already kind of drunk.
And I guess when people are drunk, they're kind of looking for things to like fascinate them, right? And obviously, if someone is dancing, they don't normally see that every day, right? So they're
I guess I get that they don't see it every day, but like I said, just being respectful.
And what did you do afterwards?
Oh my gosh, I just stopped dancing, and he was like, he kept looking at me, and I was like.
And at this point, his face just pissed you off.
And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you still looking at me?
Yeah.
So he's walking.
You confronted him as well?
Well, I didn't proper confront him.
He just turned off.
But it was just like, basically, he was with a group of friends and he did what he did. And then they were walking away, and then I was there trying to get back into my dancing, and they were still watching me. So I was like, and then I just stopped. Literally, I just stopped. I just literally came in like a position of power.
Yeah.
And I just looked at him like,
Gave him that.
What? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Aren't you meant to be walking where you're meant to be going? And then one of his friends was walking. One of his friends was walking backwards to keep an eye on me, and he hit the bus stop. And I was like, I looked at him. I was like, good for you.
Oh.
Because what are you doing? You're meant to be facing this way. Why are you looking at me for?
Yeah, I never thought that would actually like happen that much, to be honest. Because like, obviously you see VST, like they're doing it all together kind of thing. Like no one's going to interrupt the space if there's like a big group of people, right? But because you're doing it independently.
I feel as well, when I don't know if it's because I'm a woman that they feel it's okay to just kind of disrespect me. Would they have done that with a man? Do you see what I mean? It's like...
Did the like environment...
I guess it depends on the man.
Did the environment or like, the atmosphere feel like it was kind of like that? Like these things might happen, or was it just happened to like...
Well,
it just happened to be there, you know what I'm saying?
I think he was plotting, because when I went back to see the video, because when it happened, and I just, but when I went back to see the video, they were meant to be walking straight, and I think he saw me from far and he told his friend, let's go this way. He was plotting it, and then that pissed me more off, because I was like, okay, so you were literally trying to, annoy me.
Yeah, just get on your nerves, basically.
Literally. I don't know, maybe
it's just get an interaction, like I was saying before, like, they're trying to practice and
maybe
stuff.
It's just like, maybe it's just me, I got pissed off, and maybe someone else would have been like...
Tolerant.
Yeah.
But you're just not like that, innit?
I used to be very patient with people. I feel like...
Like a people pleaser kind of thing.
Not people pleaser. I never used to be a people pleaser, but I used to be more tolerant, and I feel like... I feel like now, it's like I'm seeing... that how disrespectful people can be when you're too tolerant, So it's like, no, I'm not going to be as tolerant.
That's why there are so many opportunists nowadays, because they know that loads of people are tolerant and they're kind of like just sitting back and letting life happen to them. Whereas like you're kind of like trying to take charge and...
I guess there's boundaries as well.
I'm big on boundaries.
And obviously they crossed the boundaries.
Oh, and I wanted to talk about that actually. So you went to Carnival, didn't you?
Yeah.
Obviously you're a dancer, so that's why you went to Carnival, right?
Yeah, I had a performance.
You had a performance though?
Which Carnival was this?
Notting Hill Carnival.
The main Carnival.
Yeah. I wasn't meant to go. I don't like going Carnival. It's just too crowded. I don't like
because you had a performance,
because I had a
performance, you went out there looking for whatever.
Yeah.
All right. And what happened at Carnival?
So a few people recognized me, and I was shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, this is weird. Like it felt so weird. So some of the people just came to say hi, which was really nice. Like I said, I respect that, and I thought it was sweet of them.
Nice. And they spend time on your content.
Exactly. So it's like you spend time watching me, giving me
you got some fans out there. Then.
Yeah, literally. I didn't know. It's so
she's been doing it, man. She's been doing it.
So it's like when you're seeing like people coming to you, like I said, it's nice, but obviously those people feel like they know me.
Yeah. Because they spend so much time with you, innit?
Exactly. They see me on a regular basis on my page, but I don't know them.
Yeah.
So it's like I have to be mindful, because I have to protect my energy. I have to protect myself. So some of them wanted to shake my hand. And I didn't want to, because I don't know who you are. It's like, I'm very mindful of that. I don't like touching people that I don't know. And when you're a person like me, that I am very sensitive to energies. So you're
going to have to explain that sensitive to energy thing.
So if someone could touch me there, and I'll feel like a little, like something that I don't like. And it's not everyone.
Is it like, do you mean if they've like gone through something, or if they're like not a good person, you don't want them interacting with you?
I definitely feel that. I don't like it.
Yeah, like do you get a sense of like it's not a good vibe?
Yeah.
And that automatically makes you...
I freeze. I'm like, I move back, I'm like this, I tense up.
But then most people obviously haven't gone through like a spiritual awakening, right? So they're kind of like,
they're not
why aren't you shaking my hand? Like, I'm literally a fan of yours.
Yeah, so some people was like, oh, is it because of COVID?
And you made a video about it, and obviously that probably pissed people off even more.
Probably, but I'm like, I had to make...
You had to say it, right?
I had to say it, because
if you went to another event...
Exactly, if you see me, I'm happy to talk, But just respect my boundaries. Just respect. When I say I don't want to touch you, I don't want you to touch me, respect me.
And I guess people think that's rude as well, right?
No, but that's
their norm is, let's shake hands.
You know what? It's like, I realized after that event that because people don't have boundaries, so when you're a person that has boundaries, people look at you like, oh, you think you're all that. No, I don't think I'm all that.
Yeah.
I've been through things and now I'm trying to protect myself.
Yeah.
Because I need to. No one else is going to do it except me. So, yeah.
That's literally it, isn't it? Like, no one else is going to protect you. Yeah, so what's next for you, basically?
What's next for me?
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to get booked for more gigs kind of thing? Like,
yeah, I'm trying to get booked for more gigs, just putting myself out there, doing the modeling.
We didn't even speak about the modeling thing. So what are you? What's your title? Miss what?
Miss Caribbean and Commonwealth.
Yeah, you forgot yourself, innit, bro?
Yeah, so I'm representing
She's
Mauritius.
doing too much, you just forgot about it. Yeah.
I'm representing Mauritius in the competition. I took part last year, came in
How do you
4th.
get involved? Something like that?
The way I got involved, I won a free ticket to go and see the show. And when I saw all these women, it was so inspiring. I was like, you know what? Next year I'm taking part.
How did you win a free ticket?
It was just online. There was a page I was following. They did a giveaway because they were trying to promote the event.
Yeah, okay.
So I won my free ticket and I went by myself.
So you went, and then?
Yeah, and then, like I said, really inspired by all the women just showing up and showing their confidence.
Embracing their femininity.
Exactly. Yeah. So then I took part last year. I came in 4th. And
did you just sign up after seeing it? You were like,
yeah,
wow,
straight away.
Listen,
when the event was finished, I was like, I went to I think there was one person, and I just asked them, how do you get like involved in this?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just took it from there. You know what I realized is like I've become fearless. I just go for it now.
Yeah, instead of overthinking it, right?
You want to get uncomfortable, basically. Come out your comfort zone.
The best thing to grow your confidence is to be uncomfortable.
Unless it's like, shaking hands with random people, then obviously, like,
not that.
That's just too much, It's crossing the line.
But like, what made you come out of your comfort zone? Because a lot of people in this day and age find it very difficult to come out of their comfort zone.
You know what? Funny enough, I used to not be very confident.
Talk about that.
Sorry?
Talk about that.
Yeah,
tell us more.
I wasn't always very confident.
Reserved.
Not reserved. I was always kind of,
outspoken
and liked to dance and all of that. But I think I used to do it, but I wasn't really confident. I used to maybe mask it.
Okay.
But I had to work on that because I felt like, if I want to do what I'm doing, I need to be confident. And like I said, one thing that really helped me be confident was facing my fears. So like dancing in public, doing shows, taking part in the pageant.
That kind of builds your confidence.
All of
and
that.
From there, you're like, oh, now I can be more outspoken.
Yeah, now I'm like, I can do anything.
Yeah.
Is that a matter of just going for it?
Yeah. When people say you need to work on your confidence, it's like, okay, but how do I do that? Well,
by doing it.
By doing the things that you fear.
Yeah. Talking about like getting out of your comfort zone is literally just like do it. But if you don't do it, then you have to do it. But like just suck it up and do it.
It's not that difficult. People think it's like, oh my gosh, how do I become confident? Just do the things that
you have to do the shadow work behind the scenes as well, isn't it? You have to like be real with yourself. Like
there's a lot of crying.
Trust me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, there was one person that even in my workplace, I was kind of doing a mentoring thing with this person, and this person was like, I need to do a presentation. I was like, okay, cool. Like, how's your public speaking? And they were like, oh, I'm not that great. And I was like, well, how are you going to get better at it? Like, obviously, you have to try it to obviously experience and then improve.
You have to take your advice, man.
And I was like, you know what, like try it, right? And she was just there like, oh well, I'll just get really nervous and I just start sweating. And I was like, you can just go and do it, right? But what can you do? What can you tell someone to basically get them out there? Because that's the hard part. It's just coming out.
It's whether your desire to change is strong or not.
Right.
If your desire to change is strong, then you will do the work. If you're like, you know what, I want to be confident, but it's just too long. I don't have time, or I don't want to do this, and I don't want to try this. Then you're not really serious.
I think she's actually had this conversation with herself before, and like that's kind of like annoyed her to the point because she was like procrastinating about doing what she wanted to do, and like as you said, like nights of like crying or whatever, or, like trying to get through it, fixing the shadow work and stuff, and then eventually she's like, okay, well, I just need to suck it up. And that's kind of what she's trying to tell everyone else out there now. It's like,
exactly.
she has just sucked it up because she's had to do the inner work or like really understand
you know
herself,
what?
right?
Like becoming confident is also about being so honest with yourself. You can't become confident and lie to yourself.
Exactly. You have to be open and honest. Right?
You have to know yourself and know, okay, what is it that's stopping me from being confident and how do I overcome that? But if you don't even know what it is, it's like I knew I wasn't confident when I was younger, but I was like, okay, why? You know, and it all went back to, you know, my dad and the relationship I had with my dad and all of that. But obviously I'm slowly fixing that and, you know, coming to peace with the relationship and you know, the things that have been said in the past.
Because for guys, it's kind of like getting approval from your dad kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like really important. And if you don't have that, then it's like...
And also, like, the only way to make a change is by getting uncomfortable, right? Because even when you think to yourself, bro, like you wanna get somewhere in life, but if you're just gonna sit here and just not do anything and just
I mean, I didn't do a podcast for 2 months in it, so I feel like kind of a hypocrite, like just agreeing with you.
No, but it's good you're back in the game.
I need to just be back in it and like do stuff with, I guess, like you obviously and like people around the same.
And it's just knowing that you have potential, but you don't want to go out and explore that. You know what I mean? You rather just keep it.
Can't be a pussy about it, innit?
Yeah. Generally. Yeah. In general.
Listen, being a pussy is very powerful.
That's what I'm saying. It's stronger than
you just said. You said don't be a pussy.
Yeah.
Being a pussy is powerful.
I knew she was gonna pull me up on that. That's why I said it. I can't lie to you because this is the whole femininity thing. Anyway,
it's not even. You know what? I struggled with. You know, like I love to freestyle. I struggle to do choreographies. Well, I used to struggle anyway. Now I'm getting better at it. The more I work on it, the better I become at making choreographies. And I feel like what pushed me to want to start teaching is because I was like, I want to make people experience what I'm experiencing when I'm dancing, you know, but obviously I don't want people to dance like me, but I just want to guide them. You know, it's like the whole femininity thing. Like I said, some dancers struggle with dancing in a feminine way. So it's like, if I can teach that, if I can bring confidence, if I can make that space for people to, you know, express themselves, then I'll make the space. I'll make it happen. Well. Yeah. You know what? It's like, I know how much dancing makes me happy, how much I release my emotions, the stress, the tension and everything. So it's like, yeah, of course I want to, you know.
You want to give that to other people.
I want to give that to other people. I want to make that space for them to come and release whatever they're going through.
Yeah, normally it's the things that you struggle with that you try and like push into the world later on in life, isn't it? Like that's kind of why I'm doing the podcast in general is, you know, in lockdown people didn't have like a space to like talk and vent their feelings, especially as a guy. You don't really talk about like how your emotions are or like mental health with the boys. You're not like saying, oh yeah, I had a good cry today, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're not saying that shit. So yeah, that's kind of like the reason why. It's all about what you struggled with in the past and now you're trying to impact the world with that, because that's what your expertise is, isn't it? It's the same way you're like an electrical, what did you say?
Contract officer.
Yeah, electrical contract officer. It's the same thing, isn't it? You've learned it, so now you can provide that, right?
And honestly, when you're dancing with like and collaborating with like more people in like groups and stuff, has that improved your confidence and made you wanna?
I think dancing with dancers that are like better than me, because there's always going to be better than me, and I'm okay to say that because it's the reality. Dancing with dancers that are better than me has definitely made me feel more confident. At first, it would make me feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not as good. But then at the end, when I've actually worked with them and I've, you know, learned from them, then after I'm like, yeah, they've helped me gain, you know, a different level of confidence.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Beautiful stuff, guys. Beautiful. Let's say bye to the people.
I don't think he wants to say bye. He wants to keep on saying it.
I'm still gonna be here for 2 hours, bro. Any questions you have?
No, I don't have any questions. But thank you for having me on your podcast. That was nice.
Yeah. No, let's do it again at some point. Maybe like in a year or so.
In a year, okay.
Yeah, no, we're trying to check back in later on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like an update in it, because then you have more to say.
That's true.
What do you mean?
Like
I'm not saying like I'm not.
In a year, I might not even be in the UK. Hopefully, that's the
Then we'll do a
plan.
Zoom call. Like it's not that deep, bro.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
All right, take it easy, guys. There'll be some more episodes coming soon. We have a comedian coming on from Canada, so look out for that. All right, bye.